Hi, 8th grade, welcome back. This is how to make a works cited page. You're going to have to be patient as we go through here, and I flip back and forth between the document camera and Word as I help you type in different words to fill in your notes and show you an example. All right, so I'm expecting that you are following along as I'm speaking and filling in your blanks. So our first step is that we want to order our source or our colored cards in alphabetical order. And we want to do this by the author's last name. So you can see here I have some sample cards. So I have this source, Books by Mary Downing Hahn. And I have a source by April Spisak. I have a source by Joanna Sullivan. And then I have Mary Downing Hahn. This is an online source as well. So my first step is to alphabetize my source cards. So I take a look through. Now we alphabetize by the web page if we can't find an author. So this looks like I've got B here. So Books by Mary Downing Hahn, that's going to be my first one. Now as I look through here, I need to line up what's going to come next. Well, because we're brilliant and we know how the letters of the alphabet, we know that Mary Downing Hahn entry is going to come next because it starts with an M. And then last we're left with Spisak and Sullivan. So then we jump to the second letter, so SP and then SU. So SP, P comes before U. So that will be my third card, which leaves me Sullivan as my fourth card. Okay, next what you want to do is you want to open a Word document and you want to go in and you want to select Times New Roman, and we want this to be in 12-point font. Okay, so then we want to set it to be double spaced, so we go to Page Layout, and then we want to click on Paragraph here. Now we want to make sure that it's set to double, and we need to make very careful. The default for Word is not double space. So make sure that you go in and you change that to be double space under paragraph. Now under paragraph 2, we go in and we want to set the spacing. You see here how it's set to 10. We want to set that down to 0 for before and after. Otherwise your works cited page will not look correct. So after changing the 0-point font, we can press OK. So changing the space to 0-point font will help you format correctly. Now we want to make sure that our margins are set at 1 inch. So we come back here to Page Layout, and then we go to Page Setup. We click on this little arrow here, and we've got margins here. Make sure that they are set to 1 inch. It's not always the default in Word, so make sure that it's there. Okay, we're ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and click back here on the home to get me back here. And I'm going to click the center button. And I am going to type works cited. Do not put quotation marks around it. That was just on your sheet like that so that you know that that's something that you need to be typing. Now we take our cards and we type them in. I am not going to make you go through the painful process of watching me do the whole thing, but I do want you to watch a couple of them so that you can see how this is working. So step 5 says that we take our source cards and type them into the works cited page. We want to include any corrections that I have made on your cards. So I'm going to go over here and make it left justified again. And I am just going to start typing my works cited page. Okay, so I've got the title. I'm just typing this right off of my card how I have it. I want to italicize. Control I helps you to italicize. Anything on your card that is underlined should be in italics on your paper. We don't underline on the works cited page, we italicize. Okay, now I only want to hit enter one time. If I hit it twice, I'm going to have quadruple space. We don't want that. It's already set to double space. So I'm just going to hit it the one time, and I'm ready for my next entry. I'm going to skip over the second one so I can jump to one that I can model for you how it's going to take me to the next line. So I have SPSAC, April. Again, I'm italicizing what I underlined. I'm on the back of this page. You'll see this same works cited page on the back of your purple sheet as well if you'd like to be following along. Okay, now watch what happens here if I continue typing. Okay, so I'm going to want to, because we have to reverse indent, I'm going to want to have to try and tab it over, except Word's not going to like that. See what happens? So what I have to do is when I see that I am ending the end of a line, nearing the end of a line, I manually hit the enter button and then I tab over. Otherwise, Word will not like it if you do not do it that way. Okay, now this is just what we do so that we make sure that it is formatted correctly. Again, you're going to see with this next entry as well, I need to do the same thing. Okay, I'm pretty sure I'm nearing the end here. Yep, see, and is going to take me on to the next line. I'm going to hit enter. I'm going to tab over myself. And take note, a lot of times you see what Word wanted to do there. It wanted to capitalize it on its own. So you can either come here and do undo correction, or Control Z will undo that as well. Okay, so that is how you go about typing in your works cited page. So make sure you, if we're at number 6 here, you hit the enter button when you need to go into the next line. When you get close to the end of the line, you want to press the tab key to indent the second, third lines, etc. And if you do not hit the enter key manually, your computer probably won't allow you to indent. Make sure you do not hit enter twice between your entries, or your paper is going to look like this, and I'm going to mark it that you have too much space between entries. So if you are set to double space, your entries should look fine. I'm also going to take you now into Google Docs if you care to do it in here as well. I just discovered that we can set margins in Google Docs, and it's a little bit different. So if you're going into Google Docs, go to File, Page Setup. Okay, you can see my margins are already set at 1 inch. Okay, and I want to set this to be at double spacing. So you can see I have that there, and now I just go into my center, and then everything is just the same way. So I'll quickly type in a couple entries for you here so you can see how this works. Okay, notice how it's, again, double spacing already for me. Actually, let me show you another one here where we have to jump onto the next line. See how I manually tab that over? Okay, So there you have it. You would continue on the same way in your Works Cited page in Google Docs. Hopefully this answers all of your questions about making a Works Cited page. Remember, the Works Cited page comes at the end of the paper, and it is the place where we are giving credit to our author. So anything that shows up in your paper, any source that's on your Works Cited page, you have to use it in your paper, and any source that you use to write a note in your paper has to be on the Works Cited page. So there you have it. It's